Hi, I have to make you a video because I um, I don't know how to put this. I can't type my feelings right now, and today, and the reason why I look like a drag queen is because teacher Miss Beal, who gave me a detention for chewing on a silly band, screamed at me today, and that broke me down. Um, the way I sat apparently made her very upset because I sit with my legs crossed, not crisscross, but like a normal lady would sit, like the way you would sit if you were wearing a skirt. I was wearing jeans, but still. And I was sitting like that, and I was off to the side, it's not like I was super. I have a lighter in my hand. That's a little awkward. Um, I was off to the side. It's just the way I sit, and I don't. I didn't think you paid attention to the way I sat, but I didn't think you had a problem with it. You never said anything to me. Mrs. Mazursky never said anything to me. No one ever said anything to me in Trottier. So I sat like that. There's a girl behind me named Jackie who likes to talk to me a lot. I don't like her. She personally annoys the crap out of me. But, so she was trying to talk to me, and every time she tried to talk to me, she said, Ray. And I turned around, and I'd be like, dude, shut up. I wouldn't yell that, but I'd mouth it. I'd be like, turn around. Or face forward in that case, because she was, the way the desks are set up, it's awkward. And so apparently Miss B always thought that I was having a full-on conversation with her. And I tried telling Miss B that. You know what she said to me? She said to me, sit forward. And I told her that I am sitting with my head face the window. This girl, Jackie, behind me, keeps trying to talk to me. I turn around and tell her no. Miss Beal said, just ignore her. And I told her I tried, but she keeps calling my name. Well, she didn't apparently the way I said that, which, you know what, I was being a little sorry, my dog's being a loser. I was being a little bit attitude-ive, if that's even a word. It's probably not. And she didn't like that. Come here, baby. Hold on. Come here. This is my dog, Tina. She's being a retard. No, she's not. She's being a weirdo. Anyways, that's her. Apparently, she wanted to get in the video. Anyways, and so after I wouldn't literally turn around, face forward, my hands on the desk, sitting there not even breathing, because that's apparently her freaking expectations. She sent me out in the hallway. And she sent me out in the hallway. She said, stand by the door. Her exact words, stand by the door. I stood on the same side as the door, about, 5 feet away? It's still by the door. She has a little tunnel thing leading into her room. Alright, I was 3 feet from the end of that tunnel and 5 feet away from the door. So picture about, say that little tunnel's 10 feet and whatever. 5 feet away from the door, she yelled at me. She said, I told you to stand by the door. And I told her, I was like, I'm 5 feet away from this door and you're gonna yell at me? And that's when she started to really get me mad. And what she said was, 5 feet is not by the door. And I was like, alright, last time I checked, by does not mean, directly next to. She told me to stop my attitude, and I told her I'll stop mine when she stopped hers. Very, I guess you could say, uncalled for me to say, yes, I realize, my attitude gets the best of me. It's, worse than me and Miss Cohen. And I think you remember that. She's, 3 times worse than Miss Cohen. No, 8. Words can't describe how much she aggravates me. And she said, next thing she said after she yelled at me for standing by the door, she went in her bedroom, not her bedroom, what is my issue? She went in her classroom, and it was a study. There was like, what, 10 other kids in there? Personally, 10 other kids is way too much, but whatever. Apparently that doesn't matter to her. And, so yeah, 2 other kids, Bryce, he's actually been my friend for a while. I've known him before I came to this school currently, and then there's Jackie. Of course, Jackie tries to look over and tries to talk to me. Ms. Beale yells at me for trying to talk to her. So I just took the blame. I was like, alright, you know, I'm sorry, whatever. She went back in the classroom for another, like, 10 minutes. I was literally out there for, like, 20 minutes. Like, really? It's, like, worse than what Mr. Holland does. And, so she came back out, and she was like, I don't know who you think you are, but you should sit the way the rest of us sit. That's the way normal people sit. Was she implying that I wasn't normal or anything? As far as I'm concerned, and even you told me this, I'm on IEP plan for, I guess you could call them like emotional crap or whatever. She shouldn't be treating me like this, and she should not call me not normal. And I said to her, I don't know who you think you are. You read my IEP plan. I know that. Maybe you should reread it. And she said, don't tell me what to do. I was like, I'm not telling you what to do. I just said, maybe you should reread it. And by reread, I mean look it over, understand it. If you have any questions, ask me, maybe. Ask a professional. And then she got mad at me because I called her unprofessional. In my opinion, it's true. A professional is you, not her. She's like, dude, she's like, in all honesty, probably around 70. She's so old. My dad's, she actually looks exactly like my dad, Joe's, mother. It's really creepy. And, so she told me to stop my attitude, and I said, okay. And she didn't like the way I said okay, so, she took me down to the office, and I had that walk to me, like, she yelled at me for the way I walk, basically. Yeah. She yelled at me for the way I walk. WTF. You don't yell at someone for the way they walk. Unless they're jaywalking on the sidewalk. But still, we weren't in a sidewalk, we weren't on the road, we were in a hallway. Alright, and, just got my hood on my pants, great. As we walked, the middle school has 4 floors. One of the bottom floors we don't use, like, no one uses. First floor is, first floor I think is 7th grade. The middle floor, the floor that's, like, not the basement, is for 6th grade, and then the top floor is for 8th grade. Okay, so, I had to go to where the 6th grade floor is, because that's where the office is. Mr. Hook was in there. I was very happy to see him, and he looked at me, and he asked me what was wrong, and I just told him I couldn't speak because I knew Miss Beale would yell at me. So I just kind of, like, nudged my head to the back of me. Like, nudged my head back, I guess you could say. Miss Beale following me, and he just kind of, he gave, like, a smile, but at the same time, like, it gave a message. And I understood what the message he was giving, but I also think he knew that I did something wrong because he's known me for a while. Since 6th grade, actually. We've known each other for about 2 years. And we're going on our 3rd now because he's at my school, which is really awesome. So, as I was in the office, I was literally crying. You know that the 2 last days of school, how much I was crying, and when you followed me around, how much I was crying? Yeah, it was just as bad as that. It takes so much for me to get to that point, and even you know that. Sat there, and Miss Beale wanted to bring me to the vice principal. The vice principal wasn't there. And she knows that the vice principal is a little more strict, Mr. Lafayette or whatever his name is. He's like 6 foot. I have to say at least 6'5". Right? He's huge. He's pretty heavy set. Like he's not like morbidly obese or anything, but he's pretty fat. And he has a bald head, which really kind of tops it all off. He wasn't there, so Miss Beale wanted him to be there, but he wasn't. So Miss Beale went into the principal's office, Mr. White. I would find it funny if he was black, but can't always get what we want. And so we went in there. Well, she went in there, told him what was going on. Miss Beale left, and I was still sitting in the office. I thought I was gonna get in-house. And I sat in there, and then Mr. White came out, and he asked me why I was sitting there, and I was crying so much I couldn't speak. And he kept asking me these questions, and all I could do was just look at him and shrug my shoulders. He just didn't know what to say or what to do. And he just left it as is. The school guidance counselor, of course, not the guidance counselor, the psychologist, what Patrice, Mrs. McGurdy, yeah, what she did. And she came by, like, she didn't even like mean to like catch me there, but she had to go out to her car or something, and she looked at me and could tell that something was wrong with me. She doesn't know me too well, but I'm trying to actually let people in my life and accept them. You can probably tell I try to do, but sometimes they don't succeed. She asked me if I wanted to talk about it. I couldn't even speak to her. I was just like bawling my eyes out. And I just shrugged my shoulders. She asked if I wanted to talk about it after I left the office, and I tried talking, but it came out as like a really soft whisper. I told her I can't. She asked why, and I just shrugged my shoulders. Then, for about 20 more minutes, I just sat there. Really, all I did is I sat there. And Mr. Lafayette didn't come back. He didn't talk to me. Ms. Belial, the school psychologist, said that she'd calm me down. So I talked about what happened. She didn't calm me down. There were 2 periods she had to calm me down. She didn't. Yeah. The rest of the day sucked. And, let's see. I had last period with Ms. Beale. She tried, like, explaining something to me, and, she told me to stop giving her attitude, and I just told her, after what you just put me through, look at my face, and look at my eyes. Do you see how red they are, and do you see how much you made me cry? And she just looked at me, and she said, you're supposed to be in class to do your work, not for emotional issues. I was like, really? Do you have to do that? Come on, have more decency than that, please? And so, yeah, that sucked a lot. Yeah, but I got a bruise on my arm. I gotta end this video, because it's like 13 minutes and 53 seconds as of now. And I can only record for 15 minutes, so, yeah, bye, and you'll get another email from me later, just saying some stuff. Maybe, maybe not, I don't know. I'm just, like, angry and tired, and I have, like, this major migraine. I'm crying all day. Not happy with this woman. Alright, bye, and I love you, and I will email you later-ish, maybe. I have, like, 30 emails to send out. Alright, bye.